Alright guys, welcome into another episode of our rice saves. So this is episode number 14 now. Pretty crazy. As you can tell, it is harvest season. We did get a little bit of hail damage there. Pretty big bummer considering how much of the field that thing hit. Basically, well, the entire thing hit was fully in our field. It's kind of nice sometimes when you get them on the edge, just because the entire thing doesn't hit your field, so you save a little bit. But that did some pretty good damage considering how much field we have here. So we're currently negative $2,032. And it is in August, 8:05 in the morning. Oh, we missed a little bit there. So we did sell all of our product in the previous one, earning a good amount of money, and that got us $170,000. We paid off our $15,000 worth of debt. When I say debt, I'm talking about right now how we're negative 2,000. Oop, I didn't mean to do that because I accidentally ran over a plant or two. But we still had $500,000 worth of debt. So overall, we're still negative $345,000. We paid down $155,000 of that, $500,000 we had. So we're still quite negative, but it takes money to make money. And normally the approach I take is no loans. And so we're kind of going the complete opposite on this one, which is just all-out loans. And I think this year we'll take it easy. The reason being, I think we've probably maxed out our production at the rice oil production there. Or at least close to it. And so anything else we got, we would just have to sell. Which I guess we could buy some more land and, increase our production again. But I don't think it's probably worth it. I guess maybe. I don't know. It's probably pretty iffy. So my thought is, do not expand this year. Don't really buy anything. I want to buy a rock picker, but I don't think I'll do that this year. But I'm genuinely curious because now we're into year 4, and so I think we may need to plow our fields. I think it's every like 3 years. So we've plowed this field last year. I think we have to plow our other 2 fields, or maybe it's only 1. Maybe we have to plow one of the fields this year, and then one of them next year, and then the other one the year after, because I think we've got 1 each year. First year we just had this one, second year we had 2, third year we had 3, fourth year we have 4, something like that. So if that is the case, yeah, we would have some more rocks to be picked from plowing our second field. But our entire 4th field does need to be picked as well, because when we plowed our second and the third one, there must have been like some kind of a bug that rocks didn't come up unless it was outside the field area, if that makes sense, of where the previous field was. But yeah, so now we got rocks all over our 4th field. I think we have rocks all over our 1st field, the one we're doing right now. And then we have, if we do have to do field number 2, that would mean we would have rocks in 3 of our 4 fields. And even the one that we don't really have rocks in, We still do have rocks and a pretty good chunk of it on the far right side. And also so a little bit towards the bottom and a little bit towards the top. So we really could deal with the rock picker, but yeah, I think the objective or the plan is not to buy anything this time. Sit on the money, wait a year basically, and then once we have, because next year we should have a larger amount, because normally this year, the last 2 years we've gained $170,000 with our rice converted into rice oil. I think we should, the new field we got is the largest rice field we have at 1.35 acres. I think the other one's 1.29, and then the other one's I meant to say 4.29, 4.35, 4.29, 4.13, and then this one is 0.6. So our newest field should be the largest one, which means it's probably around 80,000-ish to convert it into rice oil. So instead of 170, we should be pulling in around 250,000 per year now. Keep missing this part. Sorry, guys. I probably should be using the GPS, but I figured this field was so small I probably don't need to, but I guess I will. I also haven't been paying attention to my percentage. I should do that as well, or else I'll be running over plants. But I guess last year we didn't have any damage from hail, and this year we have a lot, so that probably will take away $1,000 or maybe a couple thousand. And then after waiting that year, I think we should have close to $0. I'm actually going to be off on that for sure, because we're negative 345, so if we add 250 to that, that would bring it down to about negative 100,000. But over the course of a year at a max loan, which we're not, but we'll just go with the max number to give ourselves a ballpark, we would be paying 20,000 in interest. So if we would have been 100,000 short, now we're going to be 120,000 short. So I believe after this year ends, well, yeah, I believe after this year with the sale of the product, we should be around negative 120,000. And actually I might even need to wait a third year, so maybe I probably will. What I'll probably end up doing is buying a rock picker next year. Or I guess we could do that now even. But yeah, we'll buy a rock picker. We'll pick up all the rocks out of our field. Maybe we can start selling some rocks for some money. Yeah, we'll probably do that. We'll buy a rock picker, and then we'll just sit on the rest of the money. So we'll have, I don't know what that would be, I was doing the math. So I would have been negative 120 after this year's harvest is sold. So we'll be negative 180 about, is the new plan. Then next year we should gain about $250,000 because we're not going to add any more fields this year. So 180 plus 250, we should be roughly positive 70,000. But again, we're going to go with the max loan just to rough math it. So minus 20. So we should be at about positive 50,000 after 2 years. And I think at that point we're going to buy the flour mill. That's 288,000, so we'll be back in debt. And we're going to buy another field to try and keep that production busy. Might not be... Oh, shoot, I missed it again. It might not be able to produce year-round, but I've heard that that one is actually more profitable. What's going on? Oh, we're at 100%. RIP. Oops. Okay, well that was a poor choice, wasn't it? I was too busy talking. No, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, it's actually more profitable, so I've heard, than the oil mill. So if that's the case, instead of having the oil mill maxed out and that one shut down for like maybe 8 months out of the year or something, I'm just guessing, I don't know. We'll put all our production into there first, and whatever left over we'll put into the oil production. And then we'll be selling rice flour for money. Rice flour and rice oil. That'll be our two means of income. And then probably a year or two after that, we'll add another field and try and keep that production going as long as we can. So like I said, the flour production, we should have enough rice by that point to keep that thing busy year-round, but we won't have enough for the oil production to stay busy year-round. So we'll probably buy another field the year after that. Eventually we're going to have to get more equipment and probably start hiring AI people to do some of this stuff. Again, you know, we don't have much money. We're going to be hugely in debt, but with the amount of field that we have, and you know, like I said, our current income is about 250,000, so I don't know, I guess calculate that in if you will. We can make $250,000 a year, so we can kind of spend $250,000 a year even if we don't have it quite yet. Yeah, I feel really bad about running over like a whole row there. That's not fun. Okay, let's shut that down, turn that on. Let's turn the music back on. Nice. Okay, is that... Yep, we're going. We're good. All right. So yeah, guys, that is going to be the plan. At least I think so. It might change, but yeah, I think a rock picker would be good to lessen the damage on our equipment. And since we're not going to be buying any land this year, you know, we don't need the money. I would like to ideally get the production and land next year, but I don't think we're going to have the money to. The production is 288,000. And then another piece of land is probably 160, I think, for the piece that I was looking at earlier, the last time we bought land. So 160 plus probably a terraform cost of, I don't know, we'll just say 50,000. That's what our last one was. That's 210 plus 288. You know, that's 490,000. So if we can get it to where we're positive 50k and then we go negative 490, you know, we're still 60k away from being max debt, and at that point we should be making, I don't know, I mean, we'll just say it's the same size field, right? Which it's not going to be. We'll just, well, I guess we don't really know that. We'll just say it is, though, as about 3 of our other fields. That would be about an $80,000 field, so 250 plus 80, we're looking at about 330-ish thousand at the same, that's at oil prices. Which again, we should be able to max out the oil production, if not this year, for sure when we get that next field. But that next field we're probably not going to get until we can afford to get the grain mill or flour mill, whatever it is. I think it's flour mill actually. And then we're going to switch from having maxed oil production and not maxed flour to maxed flour production and not maxed oil. So I think that price should go up a little bit from 330. But yeah, we should have a minimum of about 330,000 income in a couple of years, and that doesn't sound the best, but we're going to start making some pretty good money. I mean, we already kind of are, but we've just been expanding and buying more and more land. I would like to add a couple more fields, specifically the ones that are out in the middle. As those ones I could add on to our one field and sort of fix the edges and stuff, and I think it would be a very nice huge field to have. I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. Alright, there we go. We'll dump this over here. There we go. So the field that we're talking about is number 7 here. I think number 12, 8, and 9 would all be good, but if we could get 7, I want to fix this part, this part, this part. This corner kind of just goes in because it wouldn't allow me to go that way, but if we did get that, we could just put a road, or not a road, a field from here all the way out to the gas station, around this a little bit, all the way down, around, and then we'd have just a cutout for these greenhouses there. But the entirety of this region would all be field, rice field. That would be huge. This one's almost 500,000, so that'll be a ways off. This one's the same, basically 1972. Yeah, almost the exact same size for these two. But I think the next field we're going to probably buy is this one, 163. But again, this whole part would need to be chopped down and leveled. So it's less field than that. But yeah, I think in a couple of years, I think 15's probably up next. We might buy one of these ones, 17, 21, 2019. I'm not sure how level those all are. 17 looks pretty good. But yeah, I know 15 is pretty flat, besides this back part goes up a bit. So I think 15, maybe the next, maybe 17, or maybe 19, 20, and 21, one of those ones. A couple years down the line, 7 or 12 might be in the works. Probably 7 first, then maybe we would get 12. It could even be like 2, 8, 9. I know 1 is quite sloped, so we probably wouldn't do that one, but yeah, that's sort of the plan. I'm gonna go take this machine over to our new field. We'll do a little bit of harvesting there, and then we will I'll probably cut back to either some of the deliveries. I'm not sure if I want to show you guys that as we're dropping it off, because I think I'm going to live stream it just because it's going to take a very long time. Alright, here we are working on our new field here, and we got our first full tank from the harvester, I guess. Oops. So we'll dump this into here. I think we'll make our first delivery to our oil mill, and then after that most of the rest of it will be done off the video, because the video will probably be a little bit long otherwise. But I will do a little bit of recording here on this field for you guys. So like I said, I got started on it, but we'll do a bit of recording here. I do have a little bit of saplings left over here. If you're wondering why there's a couple missing off of some of them, it's just because, like I said, I found out before when I used to try to refill halfway, it wouldn't allow you to, like if you had 1% left, you had to use that 1% before you could put more on there. They fixed that, so now every time I was driving past, if I was close, I would just grab some. So if you look close, there's actually 2 of them over there which are missing some, instead of just all from one. Ooh. Alright, so I just let that kind of run for a bit. As you guys saw, we didn't really talk. That should be it for this section. So let's switch over, because yeah, we need about, what is it, 1263? Or no, 23, wait. Yeah, no. 20, no, can't count. 12, yeah, 1263, I think. We have about almost 1340 or something in here. So we should have like 100 or so extra liters here. $156. So the reason we had a partial load there was from that first field that we took. I put it in with like 700 or whatever it must have been. And then I drove all the way down here and I was like, well, I could have just left it in there, but I guess I dumped it, so now I got to remember I have an extra it's like 700-ish liters in there, so instead of grabbing a full 2,000, I just grabbed 1,700 to make this full. So we'll drop off our first load of rice for year 4.
Alright, here we are. Got our skid steer here still. No oil. Everything's been delivered and sold a couple months back. And there we go. First production for the oil mill has been put in there. We do have to grab some water eventually for these. But none of them are full. This one's 23, so 1 more liter and that'll have a full sapling.
Alright guys, we are officially at the end of our new field. We've completely cleaned it out. Well, almost. We did fill up our production entirely, so I will show you that in just a second. That's what we have extra so far. So we'll have, with all 4 of our fields, we basically can fill up the entire production and have 1 extra trailer's worth, which is kind of cool because it's well, it's only 1 trailer's worth, so we can keep it around. It's not like it's 14 or something, you know, a large number where it's like, well, we got nowhere to put it. So we'll dump this in there. Alright, perfect. Let's shut that down. We'll open up the production here, so here we go. Looks like it's gone down about 100. Yeah, about 100, 108. But yeah, that's the rice. We have 690 liters outside. We can check. We can fast travel here quick to see if there's anything there. It looks like no. Yep, nothing yet. Okay. And then we have, if I go back to here, we have our New Holland here sitting. I loaded up a bunch of the saplings because I did some rough math. That field over there took like 11, I believe it was, 10 to 11. And that's the biggest field. So that means if that one's 10 to 11, that's 10 to 11, that's 10 to 11, because they're all roughly about the same size. You could go like 11, 11, 10, or 10, or yeah, 10, 10, 11, whatever, something like that, but basically 33 should cover all three fields. And then we got the small field way up there. I think that one's probably only like 2 or 3. And I counted I have 36 sitting out here. So that's enough just right here for next year's harvest, or planting season. So we're going to actually sell some of these. I don't know exactly how many we produce per year or whatever right now. I wasn't planning on like selling these. I was kind of hoping to just get enough for all of our fields, but yeah, they're producing a little bit more than I thought. So yeah, we got this one which has one, this one which has just a partial one out here. Then we had, I think it was 36 with those two, so it's about 34. And then if I go up here to this one, we have a whole bunch. So we have a full row, and then I think in here we have, oops, we'll go back to this production. It's this one we have, oh, there's nothing inside. We moved them all, okay. And then I actually didn't even count this up, but basically this entire row, plus a couple of extras here down on the end. What is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So I think that's what, 37 or something? Plus that, 44, plus the other field right here. And it looks like we have about 80 of them right now. You guys saw it as I was switching through the vehicles, actually. So we loaded up some of them to come sell. We got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, so we got 16 of them here. And let's drive into this. Let's, we're gonna undo the straps, switch and undo the straps again, so... Actually, no, I'm gonna back out to try and get it all at once, so we can get the final number. So we'll just unstrap it. Then switch, unstrap that, there we go. Oh, it did it in 2 parts anyways. Alright, 2,000... yeah, about 2,300-ish. And then I wanted to check here if we need to plow our fields at all. Let's take off the harvested. Oops, not that. Okay. Oh wait, that's not our field. I was looking at this one, I'm like, okay, we do need to. Okay, it looks like we do not need to plow any of our fields. So that's good. We do have to pick rocks here. Pick rocks are on the outside there. Pick rocks there, and this entire field of rocks. But yeah, that's it for that. Basically just wanted to check in before I ended this video. to show you guys that we have finished all of our harvest and have a little bit extra. So that'll be the end of episode 14. The next one we will be doing some field work, probably some cultivation. I forgot what we're at money-wise. Let's take a quick check here. Negative 350, and we should have roughly $250,000 coming in when all of this oil is ready to sell. At least that's my prediction, my sort of guess. 250,000, so we will be negative about 100,000 this time next year, or harvest season next year probably. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to watch another video, there's a random video on screen and another playlist. Please be sure to share the video, like it, comment, and subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications so you're notified when I upload. And until next time, peace.